Welcome to this week's edition of Wolves Weekly. I'm your host, Mark Colachico, the Director of Media Relations here at Western Oregon University. I'm joined today by head men's basketball coach Brady Bergeson. Brady, it's been a few weeks since you've been here. A couple successful weeks. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I think last time we were in here, we were just leading into our five-game set there in 8 days. We had 2 home games. And split those two, Azusa Pacific and Colorado Christian. Then we went on a week-long road trip, played 3 away games just this past week, and had a lot of success. Pleased with the outcomes there, and had a lot of growth and really a good bonding and sort of growing experience there with the team. You know, we spent a lot of time together. We got better. We had seen a lot of improvement over the course of that week, and we spent a lot of time together in small spaces, like minivans.
Yeah, exactly. It's always fun and part of being on the road in a small college atmosphere. You're talking about you go 2 weeks back to your home games. You're currently on a 4-game winning streak. You guys have moved up into 6th in the West Region poll, at 5-2 overall so far. What's your thoughts so far on the season?
Well, my thought is we've got a long way to go. You know, we lost a close one to Azusa Pacific where they out-executed us down the backstretch, and that was disappointing to see that. I give them a lot of credit. That's a good team. And we were able to respond and come back and beat Colorado Christian at home and sort of survive and withstand their onslaught there late. And that kind of bled into our road week. You know, we went on the road to Dixie State, which historically is a tough place to play. They have a couple of key new guys in the lineup. You know, we had played a few games. They'd only played 1 game. I think that was at least some level of a factor for us. But, you know, we really did a good job of jumping on those guys and just staying on it. And in that game in particular, I thought, you know, we did a good job of not allowing them large runs. Their runs were small. We were able to squash them on the go and execute in key possessions to sort of diffuse their runs. We went on the road to Monterey Bay and then Academy of Art in back-to-back nights, which was a real challenging both physically and you know, just mentally to prep on short periods, travel, repair your body, get ready, and get ramped up to play again in such a short period of time. And I thought our guys did a really nice job with that. Overall, you know, obviously, again, couldn't be, you know, we got to be pleased with the outcomes. That's not everything, you know, and this time of year it's dangerous to get a little overconfident. For instance, we can't look at the regional rankings right now. It just has nothing to do with anything for us. It's not constructive. So we've got to stay focused. We've got a lot of holes to fill. We're not taking good enough care of the basketball, for instance. And, you know, so we just got to stay really focused on some basic work and refining those skills that will lead to better possessions for us.
And Julian Nichols had a pretty good week. 51 points over a 3-game stretch and right up to being named GNAC Player of the Week. He had a good week. Andy Avgi again had a good week. Jordan Wiley came up big a couple times. Lewis Thomas. Individually, what are you seeing so far?
Well, on the offensive side of the ball, we share it. You know, we find open hands. And I think that's a trademark that we've tried to establish and I think our guys have bought into. So what that means for us is that, you know, any number of guys, and I think that we do have a fair amount of balance offensively. We have a fair number of weapons. And so when the ball finds the right guy's hands at the right times, then you figure out how to be a pretty dangerous team. I don't know that we're there yet, but we're getting there. And, you know, this time it was, you know, Julian had a couple of really nice games in there, but he wasn't the only one. And really proud of just the slow process that we're taking offensively. Again, I'd like to take a little bit better care of the basketball. But Julian was terrific. He was a battler. You know, he was a warrior in there. He had a really good game in the Academy Art game, which means that he did a nice job of Friday night taking care of himself, getting himself physically and emotionally ready to go again. The 3 p.m. game on Saturday in a different city. And he wasn't the only one, but he did a really nice job.
Well, let's look ahead a little bit this weekend, this week, excuse me. You've got the GNAC openers. You've got Fairbanks coming in on Thursday at 7 p.m. inside the new PE building, and then 2 days later you're going to take on Anchorage in a 2 p.m. contest. So a day of rest in between, which is always a good thing in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference, but two tough opponents coming in. What are you looking for this weekend?
For us, it's growth. We're very focused on ourselves. We won't talk about Fairbanks until Wednesday. We won't talk about Anchorage until Friday, and we're very focused on what we need to do to improve on what we're trying to accomplish on both sides of the ball. So we had a reasonable practice yesterday, and we just can't allow ourselves to get comfortable and assume that we've figured things out. We've got a long way to go, and a lot of growth to occur. And that's also the exciting thing, is that we're having some success here, at least on the scoreboard, and you can see our headroom is way up there somewhere. And I really believe that this team, if stays focused, can really reach some good heights. I think that we can continue to climb and get better. But it's going to be bit by bit. Fairbanks is good. They're really well coached. They've got a lot of new players. They turned over a lot of guys from last year. So they're trying to figure things out. You can see that on film. But I've got huge respect for Mick. I think he's an outstanding coach, and he'll have his guys ready to go. We're going to have to really do a good job of executing and defending. And I haven't looked at Anchorage yet at all, but I know, I'm sure that they're doing what they do. They've got a lot coming back, a lot of experience, and Rusty does a tremendous job. They've always given us problems as well. So we'll have to be really ready to go, and I think we will be. And
it's one of those things that as you get to this point of the season, it's the end of the semester for the guys. Kids are going to go, most students go on Christmas break. Guys are going to have to stay. You guys have 5 home games starting Thursday. So it's going to be a good chance for the fans to see really what you guys are going to be like, and then really how you guys prepare for the rest of the GNAC season once the new year hits. So, that's one of those things, like you say, you talk about the growth and being on the road and in a tight environment. Now you get a chance to bring those guys home. Do you think they're going to have a different mindset as they look road games versus home games? Well, I think the challenge is to make sure that the mindset is consistent and the pattern and the buildup of the game day is consistent. And so whether you're in a hotel room or back in your apartment, there's got to be a routine. There's got to be a rhythm to your day. They've got to be treated as sacred. And if you've got a consistency there, then I think you get more often than not a predictable outcome. And so we spend a lot of time talking about it. We spend a lot of time just sort of refining those things for our guys and reminding them. And I think our guys are off to a good start in that area. And I expect them to be very focused. Right. Well, Coach, we wish you good luck this week as you officially tip off the GNAC schedule. Once again, fans, they'll be at home on Thursday against Alaska Fairbanks at 7 p.m. and then on Saturday against Alaska Anchorage at 2 p.m. So we'll see you again next week. And as always, go Wolves.